I think the BC pattern will just be improved with the boot cage position. Because the stack is So welcome to The Culture for another video where we're actually going to be starting a series in the lead up to Junior Nationals, where Strength Culture currently is the 2018 men's or boys juniors. I don't even know, boys, I guess.
They're men.
They're men.
They're under 23.
Under 23. We are the current, we won it last year with our team, so we're going back to Canberra this year to hopefully try and win it again. I think we have 7 total lifters. Do you make more noise when you're breathing, man?
I'm just used to big, heavy exhales.
I'm
practicing the 90s too much.
So we're going to cover our lead up from the coach's sort of perspective. We won't really be talking to too much of the athletes, but from our decision-making processing, in terms of our programming, our peaking, any technique analysis sort of things, but any of the conversations or discussions that Charlie and I have in regards to our athletes, we're going to actually cover them across this series in the lead up. And then we'll also do an evaluation video at the end after the actual competition about attempt selection and maybe where we could improve our next sort of competitions with these sort of boys. So we're going to follow 4 guys in particular. 2 of them I program and then 2 of them Charlie programs. The 2 that I program are Dave Dobson, who's a 105 kilo lifter. This will be his first junior nats. He's only done 1 competition previously, which was in November last year. He competed at about 100 kilograms and he squatted 222.5, 152.5 bench and a 230 deadlift. He went 9 for 9. So it was a really good first day out, and this will be his first sort of step up in competitions at Junior Nationals. And then also the other person I program is Jason Stupas, who competed at Oceanias in December for his first international competition, where he squatted 210, he benched 130, and he pulled 283.5 on his second attempt for an 8 out of 9 total. And this will be Jason's second Junior Nationals, where he came second last year in the 77 kilo class.
So the 2 lifters that I will be programming and coaching towards Junior Nationals is Dean Antoniadis, who's the under 66 Junior National Champion from 2018. Now the weight class has moved to under 69 under the new World Powerlifting rules. Dean's last competition was at Open Nationals, which he was invited to after winning Junior Nationals, where he competed in the new weight classes in the under 69s, and he squatted 185 kilos, benched 112.5, deadlifted 222.5. All 3 were PBs, went 9 for 9. We used that day as a focus more on Dean, just to go for PBs and try and go 9 for 9, as the Open Nationals, the lifters were pretty stacked out and quite some way ahead of Dean in terms of totals. And then the second lift I'll be coaching is Didier, and his last competition was 2018 Junior Nationals in August. He went 6 for 9, 185 squat, 117.5 bench and a 245 dead. Didier was cooked that day from a late start, a 7 p.m. weigh-in and a 9 p.m. start of lifting on the Friday night.
And his first water cut. The water cut cooked him. So we learned something there as coaches, that particularly if you've got some body fat to lose, water cuts are pretty stupid. That was probably the first one that we've really fucked up, I think.
Yeah. I don't feel these lifters need to be a few kilos over. They're still relatively new. When we say new, they're in their first 2 years of competitive lifting. They won't lose strength being in a slight deficit for a 5, 6, 7, 8 week period. But yeah, so we won't do that again.
Yeah, we won't be doing that again. So it'll be interesting to see where Didier gets to this year. He's gone up a weight class. He's definitely put on some muscle. He's a lot thicker. He's a bigger boy. His lifting's been really good. In fact, all of these boys' lifting has been fantastic. The only one that has a question mark on his head right now is Jason Stupas, And this is something that we've discussed, but we think we burnt him out a little bit in his first year of competition. He came out with all guns blazing and broke the national deadlift record at his first competition. I think it was March last year, which then meant that he got invited to junior nationals. He then got invited to a deadlift only competition where he won that and then won an invitation to Oceanias. So then he competed at Oceanias as well. So there was just and also Matatika, where he got invited to go there to try and break the record officially, because it wasn't broken at the first competition because there wasn't enough national level referees. So there was pretty much 5 competitions last year. We didn't peak him completely for all of them, but as a whole, just in terms, and I think a lot of people can feel this, when all you do is powerlift and you're constantly thinking about the next competition, the next competition, the next competition, it can actually get quite mentally draining. I've definitely been through it, and I think you have as well.
Yeah, well, I will only probably compete twice this year, barring what happens with nationals. I know Robert Wilkes is hinted to Jamie there could be more lifters. So unless I get invited to nationals and I get my total up, I'll only be definitely doing 2 this year in April and probably later in the year. And to be honest, if I do nationals, I probably won't do one later in the year. I'll just keep training and try and put on some size, because it does get mentally taxing, and I can understand 100% where Jason is coming from. And we're also pretty new to this sport and coaching lifters at a national level and junior national level, so we're learning along the way as well, from mistakes like Didier doing a water cut and Stupas doing 4 comps in his first year. So these are things that we as coaches are also learning, so that in 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years time, we're not making the same mistakes. Yep. And our lifters are progressing.
So we're 9 weeks out on Monday, and that will be the first week where I take Jason's program properly again. I've pretty much given him the first 2 months of the year almost completely off. I gave him a small framework to follow with some heavier stuff, but mainly just the total volume across his main 3 lifts. However, I'll be taking his program back off him on Monday to move through properly. So that's pretty much it for this first episode. We're going to be doing these fortnightly. Next time we're actually going to go through some of the programming. So we're going to discuss some of that and some of our more programming decision making in terms of how we're structuring the next sort of 2 and a bit months in the lead up to competition. So please, if you're interested, follow along, share it with your friends. If you have any questions or comments or want to get involved with or have anything that you want us to discuss, just drop them in the comment section below. But other than that, happy lifting, I guess. Yeah.
That's it. Happy lifting.
And we'll flex always. Flex them down. Thank you very much.